Welcome to another Numa of Now podcast. This is another transmission of the Discovery Academy and Future Nows. I'm going to just try to start my week on a Monday, kind of doing a quick review of things that have been going on in my mind over the past 48 hours. Think about that double slit experiment. We keep saying in the world of tetronics, it's both wave and particle. It's just like a boat in the water. If it's not moving, there's no secondary wake field. But the second you start moving it, it creates a secondary wave pattern. That's what this picture over here is actually describing. So, I guess we could get some music going. That might be, let's do that. Let's try that again, maybe. Why not? Hey, this is my band, my old band. So, okay, am I still feedbacking now? Because that's crazy. All right. No sound over there. We're turning that off. We're going to have this lovely lady on as a guest here. So I'm not, you're listening to her voice with this song, but we'll do this song later, as you can see. We'll check it out. It's got a lot of views. Actually, not a lot, but more than anything else on our channel. And it's just her and our guitar player, one take situation. So yeah, we love music. Music is an activating energy. You know, we use it to great advantage. We use music to change our energy structure, to do all other manner of cool things. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to get this back on. Right. Okay, so I'm still setting up here and checking things out.
We're always looking back or ahead. Trying to recall things we've said. Now in this moment, it's just your face. You're beautiful. We're always wanting more than we have. Never satisfied. It's so sad. Now in this moment, it's just your face. So beautiful all the time. In the window of small fears in my mind. Now in this moment, it's just your face. You're beautiful. Now in this moment, it's just your face. So beautiful.
Just wanted to get to the end of that song. I think that was recorded in 2015, maybe? No, earlier than that. No, it was like 2011, 12. I don't know. That was from the first record called Cows Under Palm Trees. Interestingly enough, some other band out in the world has a song or an album called Cows Under Palm Trees. And I'm like, what are the chances? So pretty crazy stuff here. Yeah, I think the live stream is sharing what I want for just a minute while I get into this. I don't know. Like I said, I was just going to sit here and wait for a guest. And if the guest didn't show up, I was going to continue. So here I am trying to continue. I don't think we're going to have a guest. We'll try again next week. And in the meantime, now let's looking for something to read to you guys. Actually, I haven't really found it yet, or found something. All right, we'll do this. I can do that. That's just a little poetic thing I came up with a long time ago, but I do like it, and I've gotten some really good feedback on it. So I wrote this on an airplane on my way to Washington, D.C. And this is what just came out. Kind of a spontaneous writing. So let me share this with you. I have to stop my screen share first. Okay, I have to actively stop here. Now I can share mine. It frees up. Okay. So I call this human interest. I just call it human interest just because I don't know. So the system we lived in it's whacked and still very corrupt. When I open my eyes, I see the demise of a once great nation who fought for the prize. Freedom, where have you gone? Were you just a hopeless pawn, like the soldier who stood the front lines, whose intentions are nothing but fine, thought they were safe from the bullets even when they were inside the lines, left to deal with what's left of their minds? America's fallen from grace. It's time we fight to save face. We don't need the politics or media with all its lies. All we need is to unify, report what we see with our own eyes. Troubles are around the corner, over the horizon and beyond. I tell you now, I think we've all been conned. It's on purpose that we have so many issues. Someone has power that they're willing to abuse. These forces strive to divide. They want us to suffer and they want us to hide. It's all based on an ancient system of fear, but not to worry, the new law is right here. I'm the one that turns the tides on those that rule and those that bind. Instill fear in the hearts of these men, and in this way the power of the people will win. Turn the tables on those in shame. We've all seen how they play this game. I'm sick and tired of all the lies. Looking around, I see the cries of an America that's lost its ties to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All right. So I think that's 2004, maybe. I think is when I went to Washington, D.C. Okay, so I'm going to stop that screen share and see what else I have on this computer here. Let's see, I could do that real quick. Hop into the Facebook realm for just a quick second, and then we'll hop right back out. I didn't even realize this. What is going on with my cell phone? Like, where are you? It's like not doing anything. Anyways, that's just there for when I get inspired to use it. I'm going to go ahead and share this with y'all for just a moment. Okay, so I came up with a phrase yesterday. There's a special study in the dusting of stones. I have no idea what that means. I just like the way it sounds. And it's kind of mystical and mysterious. But yeah, this is some artwork I did with a fractal generator program. It's a lot of fun. I've tried to upload some videos on it. It doesn't really work as good as I would like. So let's see, let's click on this and see what kind of conversation develops around these triangles. So yeah, I write that it's just my artistic impression of near instantaneous super luminal information transfer. So the idea here is there's a transverse way of energy transmission. There's also a longitudinal version. And this represents the longitudinal version that's created through the spark gapping of charges seeking equilibrium. So if you have a charge separation and a plus and a negative on a battery, and you have your carbon rods or tungsten or something that's not going to be consumed by an arc, whatever you can get your hands on, that might work for arc reactors is kind of the idea here. So it's just something I came up with just based on my studies and thinking about how energy can be the difference between a slap in the face and a poke in the eye. The energy is the same. One's going to hurt a lot more. The poke in the eye is going to hurt a lot more than a little slap against the face. So I just want you to keep in mind, it's the same energy content. It's being delivered with an angle translation. Okay. We'll come back to these angles regularly. Let's just see what the oh I'm trying to scroll there when I should be scrolling over here. Man, I got something. Okay, here we go. Okay, this website's no longer. We're working the websites. Sorry guys, if you want information, you just got to go to Kelvin Abraham Direct. I do think he's working on a new version of release, but he's just got to get the website going and tie up some loose ends on his end before he gives everybody his third version. Okay, so he's calling the diamond shapes of two equilateral triangles back to back. So if I can find, I had it. I just saw it. There it is. So these triangles, two equilateral triangles back to back. This was a photon. So before we really dig hugely into tetraionics, we need to realize the difference between one triangle and two triangles. It's basically one of the first math lessons on how to understand the difference between one and two. So it's pretty interesting mind flip, okay? We're like washing the brain here. And it is a process, and not everybody's on the same level. I've just been motivated and inspired by this work, and I'm trying to contribute in any fashion possible to just facilitating the conversation. So the other way to look at these two triangles is the one-to-one transformer, but he's describing them as neutral photons because we have a plus triangle, a plus charge here and a negative charge here, neutral together. But it's not a particle. It's two-dimensional. It's the Fano plane. It's 2D. There's no volume of three-dimensional form and topology. Now, when we start stacking our triangles up, we're going to be able to get a topology. That's the Merkaba, but we're just going to go into the tetrahedron tetraion topology. The Merkaba, where there's two of them interlocking, it's not quite what we're doing with tetraionics. We're just saying take a tetrahedron, and we're using those like Lego blocks in certain configurations. But what I like to think about is this future now. What's possible when we really understand what's going on at the quantum level, when we really get it. Yes, we have some mathematical models, we have some science, and we have some really good stuff, and we've been able to use a lot of these wonderful things and understandings and patterns and take advantage of some of those things. But we're one or two steps away from really grasping what gentlemen like Kelvin C. Abraham is doing. So let's see what he says here. All right, this is it. Okay, so if we're talking about this, super luminal communications, I mean, big words, but what am I saying? Basically saying that you can see there's a rigid rod between Earth and Mars, Alpha Centauri, okay? There's like because we're not transmitting energy in FM radio transmission style, which would be the hand slap. Okay, the hand slap works. The reason a Faraday cage works to shield a radio from the signal is because the energy is coming at this direction. It's propagating this way and then it's modulated. But the metal Faraday cage, that mesh, prevents those energies from really getting through undisturbed. But when you have the longitudinal energy or the transverse, hold on. Golly, I'm getting my brain mixed up right now. Yeah, we just got to make sure that orthogonal electromagnetic waves also they can also propagate along the rigid rod of momentum, but only at the speed of light. But like once you've connected, once that beam has traveled the speed of light and made its connection, you have a rigid rod where if I had a broom, a long rod, and I modulate this side gets the signal. Near instantaneous. I mean, they're connected. I can't move this end without moving this end. And so once that beam of energy, the poke in the eye, okay, the longitudinal, okay, FM radio is the transverse. Longitudinal is the poke in the eye, spark gap. So we need spark gaps in space, antenna arrays, where we can send our spark gaps and receive other modulated spark gap frequencies. So we can decode the signal at the other end and rebroadcast as transverse waves to local substations. Okay. And when I think about stuff like future nows and science fiction and stuff, I mean, I think that we have to create things in the mind before they come into reality. So everything is a mental construct. And if we can decode this matrix of reality and we can actually really, really, really understand it as it is, not as we imagine it to be, I think stuff like this is possible. And I think it's possible rather quickly. It's going to take a lot of dollar bills, y'all. It's going to take a lot of people, a team of people. No one person is going to be able to do that. I mean, can I have 30 minutes with Elon Musk? Maybe. I don't want 30 minutes. I want Kelvin to have 30 minutes. Okay. So, yeah, there's that. So let's listen to how he describes it. Okay. Longitudinal EM waves. We already have the tech required. Just need to know tetronic theory and how to apply it. Spark gap radios. We've had this stuff since 1900s. Okay. Sometimes we have to retrace our footsteps, swallow our pride. Essential for growth. So, yeah, I think it's pretty good stuff. Subspace communication for advanced civilizations. See what this one says. Interstellar Communications, having already shown how to transmit and receive information in real time over vast distances. All that, mm, all that remains is to establish a communication network between different stars and galaxies. Okay, so sending spacecraft to each star in order to establish longitudinal wave communications is simply impractical. However, a solution to this problem is apparent. Instead of beaming transverse radio waves into space or searching for the same arriving from other planets, you know, okay? Any advanced technological civilization becoming aware of longitudinal waves should look to their local star for signs of life in the universe and use it to communicate with other life forms. All stars emit continuous longitudinal energy momenta in the form of radiant electromagnetic waves and have done so since they formed, providing a natural backbone for a real time interstellar communications network. All right. I think I'm going to leave the imagination. I'm going to leave the weekend review for a little bit later. I think we've done enough work today. Just want to remind you that triangles are squares. If you have any questions, you can email me at the EXITNEXT, that is exit next, at thegmail.com. I have a little tiny window of opportunity to help populate this information. It's something I enjoy doing. I have to study it just like anybody else. And yeah, I just want to welcome you guys to the discovery process. And a lot of what I'm going to do here is focused on that. It's a process. And each day or a couple times a week, I'm going to need to review my own processes and set them up for examples for you and as a level of demonstration to people who are looking to up level their lives, move beyond mediocrity, name the enemy. So today, my enemy is the couch. I'm trying to stay away from the soft surfaces and oh, how cozy and warm it would be to cozy up and Netflix and chill on the couch. Well, that's not in my plans for today. I have I have a lot of things I'm trying to communicate at the moment, and I'm documenting and I'm recording and I'm trying new things all the time. So you never know what's going to be next. And I appreciate you guys listening. I love every one of you. If we can radiate our true, authentic, and transparent selves with a heart, a mind of our heart energetics, the heart magnetics, okay? There's a way of being. We can surf the waves of compassion and joy and laughter. Okay, we can do some amazing things, but the change is always an inside game. And then we can propagate how we understand those changes, that transmutation that happens through the inside game. There's an inner G, but there's also an inner D. And when I say inner D, I mean dialogue. And we have the pendulum, the dialogue of our mind, our body, the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the desire realm, you know. So I'm just trying to open the door to a larger conversation that I've not even been able to articulate, but I can feel that I'm moving into new space where my articulation is what it is. And as we develop a community or a conversation, and I get to know the energies in the room and energies coming at me, think you guys will be pleased with what we can develop here with a heart-centered awareness. And that's really where this whole thing starts. And pretty much invite you on the journey of a lifetime, the multiplicity of possibilities, the luminal mind, the unrestricted visioning, seeing differently from sea to shining sea, breathing consciously. The breath is no longer unconscious. We reject that. The breath is an embodiment practice, just a moment, modality, conscious breathing, conscious walking, conscious sight. So until next time, peace profound in the pneuma of now.